Hi everyone, it's Ken Mason from Whispering Souls. So I decided to create this video about the ADHD and color for kids and adults, simply because I've been going through some ADHD problems over the last 10 or so years. I've been working with Bernard and with clients on, how can we actually do this in a spiritual way or non-spiritual way, whichever it is, to help my clients and for me to work through these issues and find a way to enjoy life. So working with Bernard, I found a way to actually works for me. I'm not on any medication. I don't see psychiatrists or psychologists or people that want to make me into zombies. I don't work with those, but there's obviously a lot of people out there that do need medication and or are classified as being non able to work with humans, if you want to put it that way. It's sorry. Again, I had this, like I said, my stroke is not allowing me to come up with certain words, so I'm coming up with new words. Anyway, so coming back to what we were talking about. So one of the things Bernard's always said, and is now, if you go onto the internet, you're going to see all kinds of new psychologist reports or whatnot in the last 3 to 4 years, but oh my God, color works with ADHD people. And it's very simple from what Bernard is telling me. Our eyes are very susceptible to color, and our eyes do not work very well with white. And for all these years and so forth and generations, we've always been going to school with white papers and black pencils and white walls. Even now they have white electronic walls, and the color on the walls were close to being white or an off white, or what they call it, eggshell white, I guess. So a study was done a little while ago that took 3 kids, and they took them through 3 different school rooms, or 4 different ones. So what they did is they took them into the first one, which was white, and they found that the kids could not handle or reacted like ADHD kids. They couldn't stay there for more than 10-15 minutes. They turned around, they started acting up. They didn't want to look at the walls, they didn't want to look at the paper, they just wanted to get out. Next day they took them to blue room, and they found out that these kids were able to stay a lot longer, up to about 30 to 45 minutes, with the blue tinged papers and the walls. Fortunately, of course, you couldn't find obviously the blue stuff for wall for the blackboards and stuff like that. The next room they took me to green rooms. Now, green rooms are very famous rooms, obviously, for people who do videos, or if you're going to get interviewed by people on TV, they always put you in a green room. And the whole purpose of a green room is just very well known psychologically and from a lot of people, is that it helps calm people down. That's its main purpose, is to calm you down. They took them in, and the kids managed to last, but almost an hour and a half to 2 hours. And then the last one they put into a yellow type of, or yellow colored room. And they found, because this is spiritually and mentally, this is a color used for knowledge and learning, the kids were able to last a lot longer. Now this does not mean that they be able to sit in school for a whole 8 hours, or it doesn't mean that they're going to not react or overdo things, simply because their eyes are reacting to colors around them. So even if you put them into a room, that's works very well for them, like a yellow room. If somebody comes in with a white coat or a white, if they put in white paper in front of them, obviously they're still going to react to those white colors. So the whole point is anything that's based on white, or something that's very bright, ADHD kids, or maybe they're not even ADHD kids, they're just having eye issues that are reacting to color. I have done a lot of experiments with clients and whatnot, with kids who have had these problems, and lo and behold, we put colored glasses on their faces, and they're different kids. So you'll also notice, if you look legally, one of the things I always comment on is look at lawyers. What are they using? They're using yellow paper. A lot of people working with bosses and whatnot, they'll take notes on off-colored paper. people who do a lot of writing or a lot of things on the computers, you'll find that they dim their computers, and the computers are actually changed not from a white background to almost a yellow background, because it helps the eyes. It helps them focus, and it doesn't give them headaches. So my suggestion is, if anybody here or anybody you know have ADHD kids or adults, or anybody you feel, people try to read a book and they suddenly, they take 15 minutes, all of a sudden they're rubbing their eyes, they're sore or whatnot, or they get headaches. It's not necessarily their eyes themselves, but try 2 things that you can do, or maybe 3 things. If it's a young child and they like coloring, try to get them to color in something that's not white. If they're having problems with white, put them on some different color. Find the color that their eyes are very good with, or the colors do not react, or can stay a long time. You can also, if they have to have white paper, you can also put or read from a white book or a gray book. Either use color glasses, or they can use just opaque, clear plastic that is a different color. It will change the way their eyes read it, and it won't be as stressful on their eyes. Of course, the other one, as I mentioned, is the glasses. Most people you'll find a lot of people, a lot of stars wear colored glasses, not because it's a fashion sense, but because it helps their eyes. It's the same thing as going into a grocery store now. You'll notice that most grocery stores or other stores have changed the colors away from the white to a soft color, or even an off color of yellow or green, because they've noticed that over the years that people who walked into a white store didn't stay there long. They went in quickly, found what they wanted, then they left. If you put in a nice soft color in there, they tend to stay longer. So if you find the color that your kid or your adult works with, then change the color in their room so that they have a place, or color somewhere in the house, so they have a place they can sit in, so their eyes and their mind isn't stressed. So I hope this helps. Again, this is something that we've worked on for a long time. So I'm offering, Bernard wants me to tell you these things and provide you this information. Again, it may not work the first time. Try different colors. But eventually you'll find that sequence that will help them at least be able to learn things or process things in their mind without kind of freaking out. All right. Have a good night. Talk to you later. Bye.